What was that thing that you would have done differently if you could restart university?
If I could restart university, I would build healthy relationship with lecturers. Not for favoritism, but for mentorship, for feasibility and for guidance. You need them. Like your lecturer should know you beyond your matric number.
I wouldn't jump into going to the university.
Wow.
That's what I would have done if I knew what I knew now.
Now that I finished school, I keep thinking, what if I had learned a skill or started a business when I was in school? Or, in fact, what if I had learned a skill before I entered university?
Things we would do differently if we could restart university. This is another episode of School Aftermath. And on today's episode of School Aftermath, myself and some graduates have come together to have a discussion, to have put out our insights on this topic. Things we would do differently if we could restart university. We'll be answering some questions ranging from our mindset when we started, and also do we focus more on personal growth, our grades, the failure, and also like the regrets that comes from being a graduate. So stay tuned. Now I'm going to start with some of the questions that I'll be asking them, and also that I will be answering. So let's get to it. Number one question here says, what was my mindset when I first enter school, when I first enter university? Okay, then do I know anything about graduating with the first class, second class, third class? Now, Asha was going there with the mindset of having good grades, graduating brilliantly, and also with good grades, and also like the legacy that I've like brought from the secondary school. I want to like use that energy to enter university and also do well. So, did it eventually happen? Was it successful? Yeah, it was successful. At least I tried my best. So that was my mindset when I entered university. I don't have any mindset of starting a business, which was a very good one. I don't have the mindset yet until when I was going, which I'll be answering later. So that was my whole mindset. Now let me ask Joy. Joy, what was your mindset when you enter into university? You want to know?
My mindset when I entered school was that as an educated person, you'll be able to get the job you want, you'll be able to face the world, earn good money, earn good salary, be on top of the world. Education opens doors. That was that was what we were being sold. That was the statement or the saying that was being sold to us while growing up.
Hmm.
So everybody wants to go to school. If a child is not able to go to school, he or she is always in tears. So I believe that being educated would get me into places, especially get me the money. But I was wrong. There are other things that open doors. Education is not bad though, but there are other things that open doors.
Hmm. That's true. I love that. Yeah. I love your mindset. So now, Yinka, what was your mindset when you first entered into university? Let's hear from you. What was your mindset?
Hmm. When I entered university, my mindset was simple. I just wanted to be academically good, to be very honest.
I love that. You want to be sound academically.
To be very honest, I didn't enter school with the mindset of becoming the overall best in my department or being the overall best in my faculty or the school entirely. So I would just focus on having good grades in school. So I wasn't chasing titles. I wasn't chasing titles. I just wanted to do well, understand my courses and graduate with a strong results. So from 100 level to 300 level, I performed well. And unexpectedly, I found myself within the department academically. My CGPA at the point was 4.56. But all these shy people now. I was very quiet. I didn't talk much about my grades. Like I didn't announce my performance. In fact, I used to hide my grades. You know, when lecturers would occasionally come into classroom and ask, who is the first class student in this department, like in this level, I would remain silent. Sometimes I would hide under my chair because I believe the results would speak for themselves.
Yeah. Okay. I love that. Now, Sean, what was your mindset when you entered to university? Let's hear from you.
When I entered the university, I didn't really have any particular mindset. All I knew was that I wanted to I was not aiming for distinctions in my grades, but I did not want to fail. That was my mindset. I did not want to fail. I did not want to have any carryover. I did not want to fail, but I was not aiming for distinctions. So that was my mindset until I entered, I think, 200 level before I met one of my seniors in the department. I call him my mentor. It was not until he spoke to me, spoke. I was not ready to listen till I finally listened to him. And I'm very glad I listened to him. It was one that spoke to me that at least I should aim for a second class upper. At least, even if I don't want a first class, I should at least aim for a second class upper. And I'm very glad I listened to him. In fact, I wish I met him before I even entered university, because it was when we started talking that he opened my eyes to a lot of things. I started having a good mindset. I started wanting to push for more, because then I just felt like, shebi, if you finish university, the next thing is to apply for a job, get your job, buy car, buy house. But it was not until we started talking and he opened my eyes to the fact that life is not really like that, especially in Nigeria.
Hmm. Yeah, yeah, I love that. I really love that. Okay, you've all spoken well. So, yeah, as you can see, we all have different mindsets when we enter to university. Some to have good grades, and some like to like balance thing, have business, and also make their parent proud. So we all have different mindset. Likewise, you also we have different mindset. Now let's go to the next question. Did I focus more on grades than personal growth? Hmm. I would say when I was in 100 level, my focus was on my grade. Of course, that would be the focus of most students. So my focus was on grade. But when I like entered into 200 level, it shifted. I have to balance my grade with my personal growth, because that was when I was in 200 level was when I was introduced to this affiliate marketing thing. When I was in 200 level, I did it and it was not successful. On the affiliate marketing things, seriously, I don't think affiliate marketing thing is that digital skills that is easy. It requires a lot of time. It's not kind of quick skills that you can do and earn money immediately now. Although the skills I was able to accumulate from it, I later was able to use it even during school and after school, which I was grateful for. But the only thing was that the person that introduced it to me then knew that the agency where he registered to, their own affiliate marketing was not that strong. But because he wanted his money to come back, because you only earn through referral, if you refer, they'll give you bonus. That's when you'll be able to cash out. But because of my own reputation, I can't just start bringing people in. Meanwhile, what I was telling them that they will gain from it was they will sell products and they are going to like have discounts. The product they were putting there was too high for me to even sell and have my okay. Which student want to buy a suit of 200,000, 250,000? No, of course, it was through Rivara that we are seeing products. The person that referred me, that I trusted, I was later betrayed because he knew all this facts and you allow me and you pull me in. So instead of pulling people in to deceive them, I like allow my money to go. Of course, I was able to learn just one thing from it and was kind of useful. So if you want to learn any digital skills in school, please have knowledge on your own and don't really trust someone to like put you through like that. Well, at some point they will come up for your back and you'll be left alone to do it. So to short it, I combined my grade with personal growth and also started business when I was in 20 level, which I was grateful for. So Yinka, let's hear from you. Did you focus more on grade than personal growth?
Honestly, yes. But my focus was heavily on academics, reading, passing exams, and maintaining my CGPA. But I didn't, focus much on building relationship, especially with lecturers. I didn't intentionally network. I didn't position myself beyond just being a good student academically. Then final level happened. Hmm. After first semester exam, so we went for industrial training for about 6 months. We didn't see our results until final level first semester. So when they finally released them, we were told that some results had gone missing and random scores were assigned. That was how my CGPA dropped from 4.56 to 4.43. Hmm. Was it hot? Yes, it was definitely. I was angry, but I didn't push, I didn't escalate it. I had no strong relationship with any lecturers. I didn't know anybody.
Hmm.
So, you know, I wish I knew someone. I would have confidently approached them and tell them about my results. I just accepted it and moved on. Then in 511 first semester, yeah, the result of 511 first semester, my result wasn't as strong as how it used to be. But I was still leading my department, not in first class grade anymore, but I was still at the top. So later there was complaint that okay, nobody was in first class in the department. Then the exam officer promised to push the department toppers into first class. So in my final exams, I gave my all in all. I gave my final exams and projects everything I had. I really worked hard for it. So when the graduating list came out, we saw names but not detailed results. So I sensed something was wrong. I knew that something was wrong, but I kept quiet again. On convocation day, I found out two people behind me had been moved to the top of the class. I mean, to top the class. So I was the closest to first class. Yet my name appeared in the yearbook under second class upper. That day was painful. It was actually painful. Not because second class upper is bad, it isn't, but because I realized something important, that being academically sound is not always enough.
Hmm. Wow, you've done so well. Seriously, you've done so well. And I was so sad that that was happening to you. I know you to be a very brilliant person right from the start because you grew up together. So yeah, I celebrate you, and I know you're going to do well with the great or without the great. You are made for greatness. So yeah, Joy, let's hear from you. Did you focus more on your grades than personal growth?
I actually focused on both grades and personal growth. I tried my best to study hard, even though I didn't come out with a first class at the end of the day. I also tried my best to build my skills. An art director. For those that don't know what an art director is, it means graphic designer, but art direction is a more advanced role from a graphic designer. So I focus on both my grades and I also focused on my personal life when it has to do with building my skills. I wasn't the party type, live life, fun. I would want to be, but that's just not who I am.
You balance the both. And I can also testify to that because I know you how you were juggling, buying laptop, even at 200 level to start learning skills, how you like earn scholarship to study a particular skills. And I celebrate you for your strength because you've done so well too. And based on what they've said, you can see that balancing the two will be so helpful as an undergraduate. Focus on your grades and at the same time, please have something you are doing. It's either you are learning digital skills, it's either you are or learning anything, like just combine the two. I could remember then some students that are ahead of me then, they were interning, they were volunteering even in 200 level, 300 level. And now when they were done with the university, they added all those experience to their CV. And now some of them are outside the country because of the experience that they've gathered early. So it would be very great to like combine the two together, focus on your grades and also like personal growth if it is skills. And if you want to join any student club or anything, I joined high sec then, but it doesn't take long before I withdrew because I was not concentrating a lot of things that was on my mind then. So, and that's even helped in form of taking leadership skills. It's helped. It's helpful. ISEC, like there are a lot of them like that on campus that you can join. So now let's go to the last question. What is that thing that we would have done differently if you could restart university? I think for me, if I could restart university, things that I would have done differently is interning. I will intern and I will also volunteer in some NGO and also leadership position. Although when I was in 300 level, I contested for general secretary, I lost to my opponent. But I was thinking if I had started early, maybe like 200 level, I would have like beginning experience. And if I do not make it 200 level, I will try to make it in 300 level because I will have created awareness for my interest in that particular position. So these are things I would have done differently. I would have intern, I would have like volunteer, join any students club, like maybe high sec, all those things on campus because they added to your skills. And also I will have taken maybe like political position, like I said. And so because all this experience will help you later when you graduate, you can use to apply for jobs because people love people that are experienced. And also my content creation, I will have taken it more serious because I've seen a lot of content creators now that they started when they were in school and when they graduated, it helped them. They become influencers, they gain experience, they are teaching people. They could even write course on content creation because they've gathered enough experience to do that. So now let's ask from Yinka, what was that thing that you would have done differently if you could restart university?
Hmm. If I could restart university, I would build healthy relationship with lecturers. Not for favoritism, but for mentorship, for feasibility and for guidance. You need them. Like your lecturer should know you beyond your matric number, you know. And I would speak when necessary. Silence is not always strength.
Hmm.
When something affects your academic record, follow up, ask questions, seek clarity, voice out, and I would focus on personal growth alongside grade. I would develop skills. Although in during my undergraduate level, I did learn some tech skills, but I would develop skills like communication, leadership skills, and how to network myself. And I will practice skills beyond the classroom setting.
Yeah.
And I would be feasible without being proud. I realized that there is a difference between humility and hiding. I was hiding. I was humble quite alright, but I was hiding. I would still be humble, but I wouldn't shrink when asked to stand up,
Build relationship with your lecturer so that it can help your grade when you are having problem with the grade, with them missing your results. If you've had good relationship with lecturers, even as a brilliant student, lecturer will love to have you as their friend. Yeah, I agree. I agree. I agree. Seriously. And it does not necessarily have to be an intense relationship. Just have build relationship with lecturers to help. Just like Yinka have said. So Shion, what was that thing that you have done differently if you could restart university?
Well, because now that I finished school, I keep thinking, what if I had learned a skill or started a business when I was in school? Or, in fact, what if I had learned a skill before I entered university? Because when I finished secondary school, I and some of my closest friends, we decided I wanted to make money so we could ball when we entered the university. So some of us went to teach, some of us went to work as receptionists, and some went to learn a skill. In fact, I have a close friend who then went to learn photography, and she's doing very good for herself now. So sometimes when I see her status doing a photography work, in my mind, I'm always like, why didn't I follow this girl and go and learn something meaningful? At least by now, I would have been doing something for myself, but no, I decided to go and work, and now the money has finished. So sometimes I just sit back and I'm like, why didn't I just go and learn a skill? Or why didn't I learn the skill when I was in school?
Hmm.
And when I got to 300 level, I did start a business, but I wish I had started earlier because I started really late. I started towards my final year. I started really late. I started selling news, personal news in the university. Yes, that's what small money. That's where small money for things came from. So I started selling news. But I wish I had started earlier. I wish I had started like by because I feel by now it would have grown, and maybe I wish I had learned a skill, because then as at then I think during the COVID a lot of people went to learn skills. They went into tech, and now it's paying them big time. But me, because I did not have anybody to like advise me. So I was just there, I was just in my house.
Hmm. You'll have like started your business early and gain more experience, and also like someone that could mentor you as early as possible. I love that. I love that. So, Joy, what was that thing that you'll have done differently if you could start university?
First, I wouldn't jump into going to the university.
Wow.
And my elder sister were having a discussion the other day, and we said that if any of our children does not want to study any professional course, such as doctor, nurses, or lawyer, or any professional course that is bringing money these days that Nigeria values and respect, or the world values and respect, that he or she is not going to the university immediately. He or she would go and learn a good skill and then probably do distant learning, or after perfecting those skills you can now decide to go to school. So that's what I would have done if I knew what I knew now,
Really?
because I'm finally a graduate, done my NYSC and still applying for jobs. Applied for jobs, got interviewed, but here I am still searching for jobs. So if I had the opportunity to redo things again, I wouldn't first go to the university. I'll first build myself and my skill and start earning money with that skill before I now decide whether I want to go to the university full time or part time. So that's what I would have done differently and not jump into university, rather build myself.
Hmm. Okay. I hope you understand where she's coming from, that she wouldn't have even attended university at all. That she will have either learned skills, and after learning the skills, she will then determine if she's going to like do part-time or full-time, because she has gone now, she has served, and now she is the only one that can relate to what she's facing because of lack of employment opportunity. And also like reason with her by saying like she will have studied professional courses, or if any of their sons or daughter wanted to go to university now, because it is professional courses that are really that are doing well today. Doctor, nurses, lawyers, like we could see the way they were like doing well in the society today. Seriously, yeah, I reason with her, and that sounds so well and sensible. Seriously, they've all said it well, ranges from building relationship with lecturers, learning skills before going to university, studying professional courses, or starting their business early, internship, volunteer, join leadership position, take leadership position. Seriously, because I've made illustration of students that I've seen who did all these things, and it is like the way the position that they have today is not the same as those ones that do not do it. So that would be my humble advice. Like, take leadership position, intern, volunteer, learn your skills. It's important. Start a business as early as possible.
Well, my advice would be that in this life, just get someone that you look up to. Look, even if you don't have elder siblings, you don't have people that have gone through that process, look for someone that has asked the person, okay, well, this thing that you are doing, how did you come about it? How was your school like? How was Just get to know about it.
Hmm. I would like to advise you to be serious with your goals. You can't take that away. Like, you have to be good academically, but also you have to build yourself. Build relationships, build skills, and most importantly, build your voice. Because sometimes the lesson comes after graduation, and by then you can't rewrite the results. If I could restart university today, I would do things differently, and that is my honest truth.
As you can see, she regretted not starting early. And like I started in 200 level, and I thank God for doing that. Seriously. And last one, did I build my future in university? Yeah. The future you are building in university is either you learn the skills, it's either you start a business, it's either you like build relationship with people or anything like that will sure help you after you've graduated because it's not funny outside there today. So thank you so much for watching. And I hope this will serve as a wake-up call for the undergraduate student outside there. And I hope we've been able to learn one or two because I've been able to learn more from those people. Thank you, Joy. Thank you, Yinka. Thank you, Shield. Thank you, Elizabeth. Thank you, Milwaukee, for contributing to this. Things that I would have done differently if we could restart university. That means that we've come to the end of today's episode of School Aftermath. Please, if you're not subscribed to my YouTube channel, kindly subscribe and also share this video with your friends. Let them learn. Like let it open their eyes to some things because we've gone there and we are back and I can tell you that we are in a position to like to say all these things. So I'm going to see you in the next one. See you then. Bye.
Yeah, yeah.